Hello, Facebook, and welcome. Today is a very special day. It is Travel Talk time. What the heck is Travel Talk? Travel Talk is the show where I discuss travel, transformation, and inspiration. And I am just so excited to bring our very special guest today. Her name is Debra Kasowski. I'm gonna wait until she pops up on the screen. Okay, so here we go. So Travel Talk, just for your insight and information, what the heck is Travel Talk? Oh, hi, Debra. Okay, so what is Travel Talk? Travel Talk is the show that we're launching on YouTube and Facebook and our website, where we're going to bring in experts, entrepreneurs, and tour operators and travel influencers to inspire you to take action in your life, however that looks. Obviously, the platform that we're using is through events and through travel. So today, my very special guest is Debra Kasowski. And Debra is a really special lady. She is like a fierce female who is just crushing it in her space. She actually, I just want to see if I can pull this picture up. Oh no, I can't. I was going to try and put a picture in here, but I couldn't. Hey, Marva, nice to see you all the way from Jamaica. So Debra, who is
Yes.
Debra? Debra, a fierce female. She is the international best-selling author of Let's Be Curious. And one thing that I just love about Debra is she has this personality and this presence that is just so inviting. In fact, I had the opportunity to work with her at one of my events. She had emceed the event. And truthfully, if you have never seen this woman in action on stage, you got to check her out. So without further ado, I want to welcome Debra. Debra, so this show, I have 6 key questions that I want to ask. So the first question is,
All right.
who are you and what the heck are you up to in this world?
Well, first off, Melissa, I want to thank you for having me on. I'm really excited and honored to be here. This is awesome. And who am I? Yeah, I'm a fierce girl. I'm part of your fierce chicks category. I'm on a mission to make sure that I make an impact in the world by raising people up to a higher level. So I am a best-selling author, speaker, and coach, and I will push you to make sure that you're taking the steps that nudge, that you will take the steps necessary to get what it is you exactly want in your life. And I'm not going to let you hold back, because I know when you have a vision that has come to you, that you are meant to do that.
Yes, and that's one thing I love. I think you had talked about that in your Facebook Live the other day. You were talking about people having these dreams and having these visions, and it's no mistake why that came to you. So it's only you that can change it from a thought inside your mind to actual reality.
Absolutely. And one of the biggest things is when you're given an idea or you have this sparked interest in something and you lose yourself in what you do. And that's how I describe what I do. I'm so passionate about it. I can lose myself in my work, and it's not work because it's like my playtime, and I'm so engrossed in it that sometimes you lose track of time completely. So if any of you are experiencing that, it's time to pursue that and live fully in it. And the reason I say that is there's many things that you choose to do in life. And when you don't fulfill these missions and things that you are meant to do, the rest of us hold out. But it's also like a piece of the puzzle or a piece in a gear that needs to be put in place in order for everything else to function. So years ago, I had a dream about fulfilling shoe boxes and giving shoe boxes to Ukraine. And I thought, okay, I'm not going to Ukraine anytime soon, so I could do it locally. And when I started sharing the dream with other people and people got involved in it, what happened is I started fulfilling other people's dreams without even realizing it. So if you're holding back on following through on your dreams, you are not letting people fulfill theirs because you are part of that puzzle, either as a messenger or a person who's teaching the lesson.
I just love that because it's like so many of us, we have these ideas and these dreams inside of us, and then it just stops right there. But the key is like the more that you share with these individuals, the more opportunity that others can actually help you make your dreams come true. And then, start that law of reciprocity.
That's why I love what you do,
Cool.
Melissa. You help people make some of those dreams come true through travel. So it's amazing when you're open to what's available to you, those opportunities will arrive. You just need to look for them.
Mm-hmm. Totally. So I got a question. I know that you're a mom.
Yeah.
I know that you have your own business. And I'm curious because a lot of people who are watching right now probably wonder, how the heck do women do it? How do they balance a business, balance their babies, and like take time for themselves and their families? So how do you balance?
Well, one of the things I'll have to tell you, I have three amazing, amazing kids that are 14, 16, and 19, and they're my world. They make me who I am. So one of the things that I learned years ago, I was working with a business coach, and they were much smaller then, and we were driving in the car.
Deborah, I don't know if you can hear this, but it's going all scratchy and it's the screen is frozen. Oh no! Did we lose Deborah? Oh no! Did we lose Deborah? Okay, she'll come back. So amazing. One of the things I just love in what I do is showcasing others and showcasing what they're up to and showcasing their superpowers, because the more that we can be sharing other people and what they do and their message and their dreams, is the more opportunity for even more people to become transformed, to become inspired, to take that next action step that they need to take in their life. One of the things that I just love is watching transformation in human beings. I have put on tons of retreats, tons of events, and tons of conferences. And when something lands with somebody, like really lands inside of their heart, their soul, their body, and tears start trickling down, um, it's beautiful because I know that I've done my job. I know that I have sparked something inside of them to never forget this moment in time. And let's see, I'm going to try and add Deborah again. And so when people have these experiences where tears trickle down their face, they know, walking out of that room, that they are changed. They are totally transformed. And so that's one of the things that I just love witnessing, is when tears trickle down people's face. So it looks like we have Debra back. So your conversation, you said you remember one time you were driving in your car.
Yeah. Just want to make sure I got some good light here. Sorry about that. We're just getting to the juicy stuff. I can't believe it. You know, it's really hot here in Edmonton. And I don't know if my phone started to overheat or there's actually a power outage in the area. So I'm not sure if internet is getting knocked a little bit too. But I'm so glad to be able to pop on here because I got some good stuff for you. So I was driving in my car. The kids are like, Mom, I need to spend time with you. And I was working with a business coach at the time. And I said to her, I said, what is going on? I'm with them all the time. We're shuttling to and from activities. I can lock the doors, have those conversations that they don't want to talk about with me. And it's great, but they're complaining that we don't have this time together. And she said, Deb, I want you to go home. I want you to put the kids on the calendar, put every member of your family on the calendar for some quality time one-on-one. And what I really learned about that was it wasn't the amount of time physically I was with them. They were craving one-on-one time just with Mom, forming that individual relationship. So I did that. My one son, he said, Mom, I want to go mini golfing. So that's what we did. My daughter, she wanted to go shopping. We did a shopping trip. And then my other son said, Mom, I want to go mini golfing too. I said, okay. So we went for this mini golf trip, and on hole 8, we hit a hole-in-one. And all of a sudden the cell phone came out. We were doing selfies, poses, and everything because we both hit a hole-in-one on the same hole. And that night we came home, and one of the practices I haven't done in a while, I have to admit, but one of the practices that I do like to ask them, and even informally, is what was your win for the day? What made today awesome? And, you know, each one was saying, Mom, I got this, or we did this. And my one son that we got the hole-in-one, and I had to turn around after he said it because I didn't want him to see my face. He says, Mom, you put me on the calendar. And that was hard for me to swallow because I felt that I was with them all the time, right? And what it was is that they just wanted that one-on-one time. So now, even though, you know, they're not always directly on the calendar, when we're alone together, I'm like, hey, you're on a date with Mom, pay attention, to point it out and make sure that they realize that we're having that one-on-one time. And then, you know, we'll have conversations. I'm like, what's great about today? Just hang on, there's a big noisy truck going by.
That's fine.
And to say what is awesome about your day? What are you grateful for? And it is so important to share that with our kids. So it was a time balance, but instead of beating myself up about the amount of time, I really learned that it's about the quality amount of time that you spend with your kids, where memories are created, being interactive, learning what their goals are, sharing in their dreams, being there to support them. That is what one of my greatest challenges was, time. But now I know how to work the time and see what's important to them, create activities. My one other son, he loves going to Red Lobster. Nobody else goes with us. It's just me and him when it's a Red Lobster date, right? So finding that special thing that you can do with only that child and making it memorable.
Wow. So this seems to be a recurring theme so far, is this whole time balance and time blocking. And you know what? I am just grateful to hear this, because even my daughter, you know, she'll grab me and she'll just grab my head and put it into her neck and just be. And then she's like, Mom, I love you. And so just hearing this, blocking the actual time, it sounds kind of ridiculous. And I can see how your pride would be affected by that, because it's like, yeah, you need to put your kids in the calendar. Like, what the hell? But yeah, I think it's, you know, when you're out there and you're working hard and you're running a business, you literally got to pay attention and block time for every single thing that matters. Otherwise, it's so easy to get lost in the chaos, and it's so easy to not be present. And at the end of the day, what everybody is desiring is like that deeper connection, that presence.
Yeah. And one of the biggest things, Melissa, is remember when you put it on the calendar, if something comes up for your business, it's non-negotiable. It is just as important as any business paying opportunity, because the price that you invest into your children of time is not something that you get back, but it has the greatest return on investment.
Yes, I totally hear that. So, you know, one thing I know with you, you've been flying all over the country lately. And so I kind of know what the next answer is to this question, but I'm curious
Okay.
for you to share with the audience if you believe travel is important and why you believe travel is important and should be kind of implemented into your life.
Well, I'm a firm believer in travel. I believe travel leads to adventure, and adventure leads to living an inspired, meaningful life. And the people that I get to meet along the way, each single one, whatever interaction we have, it could be moments and it could be hours. They have had a huge impact on my life and how I see the world. And when I get introduced to different cultures, I've had people invite me to their homes for meals, and just being in that experience, being in that present, seeing how they see the world, how they live, it changes part of me.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me a more compassionate, more empathetic person, better understanding, and also helps me target my messages so I can serve them in a better way.
Yeah, I love that. And I obviously, I think travel is an extremely important part of people's life. And I find it so interesting when you're in a group of people who have never traveled outside of their city or their kind of comfort zone, and the difference between somebody that's never traveled or a group that's never traveled to a group of people who have traveled, you know, enough to get a few, you know, stamps in their passport. And I truly believe that there is such a significant difference in the two groups of people. You open your eyes, you expand your mind, you're open to new possibilities when you actually venture out into the unknown, and that being travel. And so thank you for sharing that. Now,
You're welcome.
one of the biggest questions I'm super curious about is, what is the biggest challenge that you have faced in your life? Doesn't matter if it's been personal or if it's business related, but what has been the biggest challenge for you and how did you get through it?
Well, I can think of a number off the bat, but one of the biggest ones I think was not knowing what I didn't know. So years ago, when I first started my business, I didn't know anything about profit loss statements, business partnership agreements. I thought you put up a shingle, you get your name registered, you are in business, and away you go. And yeah, it cost me. It cost me a tune of $20,000. But I tell you, I learned really quickly to change, to know what I needed to know. I got out of all of that. I hired a coach. I worked extra hours. I did what it took to get it done. And then I surrounded myself by experts and mentors who were doing what I was doing. And I was able to transform everything in a 360 because I had a different focus and I was willing to invest the work.
So, what would you say for somebody who is experiencing a similar challenge? I mean, I think all of us in business have experienced financial loss.
Mm-hmm.
And so, how can somebody prevent themselves from getting into that situation in the first place?
Well, one of the things that's most important is you need to know your personal finances. You need to be able to understand where you're at. Don't live extravagantly, especially when you're investing and jumping into a new venture, and to really look at the numbers. And even when there's numbers not coming in, it's important to look at the numbers because it shows me that you're looking for things to change. You're looking for those positive results versus, oh, why bother looking? There's no money there, right? But when you start looking, it's just like when you start looking for a vehicle and all of a sudden, you see all of those vehicles out on the road and say, oh, they're so plentiful. Look how many people are driving that vehicle. I should have that. Same thing happens with money. You want to create a vibration around money and excitement around money? Start looking for it. Look at your bank accounts, look on your calendar, start bringing energy that you're looking for it and knowing what's going in and what's going out and really paying attention. And then start looking for the opportunities and keep asking yourself, what can I do today to make money? So that was one of my biggest learnings of, business when it comes to generating income in your business. Instead of looking at your current situation, what I need you to do is start really paying attention of where you're going. What's the vision of what you're heading to? When you get caught up in your current situation, suddenly you're problem focused. And when you're problem focused, you create your own roadblocks as to what solutions are possible for you.
Totally. Now, I have a question. What is your biggest piece of advice for other moms, for other females who are trying to, balance business, balance themselves, and balance their kids? Like, what is that one kind of piece of advice that you could offer these women right now?
One of the biggest pieces of advice I can tell you is do the time blocking, of course. And that's a given, that what we talked about. But the other one is to have some grit. Never give up, because there is always a way. Whether you need to get up an hour earlier, which I have done, when the house is sleeping, to get stuff done, you can get more done between 5 and 8 a.m. than some people do in an 8-hour day. Mm-hmm. So put in the work, focus on the vision, and keep your self-care, making sure that you're eating, you're sleeping, really looking after yourself and being mindful that you're taking care of yourself, but you're also going after your vision. Moms always get their second win when they're pursuing their dreams. So even when you feel downhearted and fallen out thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know if this is going to happen, change your language, change your state, get excited about that vision, and really go after it. There's more than one way to get to the same place. So don't think because you had this one plan in mind that it's not going to work. You can make it happen.
Yes, and I love that. I totally love that. I just had an experience in my life the other day where someone shared with me, we were talking about manifesting, and they said to me, well, Melissa, there's 5 steps to manifesting. And my instant defense mechanism went, no, there's not. There's 3. I just taught this the other day. And then I was like, whoa. And they said to me, oh, so what are these 3 steps? And so I shared my point of view. And then I said, you know what? If you believe that there's 5, that is okay. Because guess what? If we can both get to the same result, it's okay. It doesn't matter how we.
Yeah, exactly.
So I love that. And I think that's one of the keys that women need to learn to embrace, is that not having, so you have this vision, you have this goal, but not staying so stuck that if that way doesn't work, then you're a failure or you're defeated. Because there's many ways of how you can get to that vision or make those dreams a reality. Cool. So the last question I have is, what is the best piece of advice that you have ever received that has just stuck with you over the years?
One of the best pieces of advice, and I actually did a video on it the other day, is just having the conversation about believing and really visualizing what it is. So that visualization piece is huge, and it's really about, you need to believe that it's possible for you before you're even going to see it. Because if you have doubt in your mind that things are not possible for you, why would you expect it to come to you if you don't believe it? And if you're running a business and you don't believe it, even though you don't think people can't figure that out, they know when they're talking with you whether or not you believe in your product or service and whether or not it's going to make a difference. So my message, for the best advice I could give anyone, is believe it in order to see it.
I love it. Okay, so I just want to say hi to Mark, hi Carly, hi Tevin, hi RJ. So nice that you guys joined us today. And moreover, so nice, Debra, that you jumped on totally last minute, but this is like all about being in the flow. Things didn't work the way they were supposed to. And so I'm grateful that you're able to spend time with us today. And I would like you to share with everybody watching right now, as well as the replay, how can people get a hold of you to learn more about you, maybe to buy your book or to, seek consulting from you.
Sure. Thanks so much, Melissa. I appreciate that. So you can go over to www.debrakasowski.com and you'll see my spelling here. So come on over. You can sign up for the Success Secrets newsletter. You'll get a free ebook of the 21 habits high achievers kick to achieve success, because then you got to see what habits may not be serving you and how you can be really doing better things in the world. I'm also having an awesome event called a 3-day business event called Business Brilliance, where we've had people transform game-changing things in their businesses, where I take you through a very cool process in order for you to start visualizing and really being crystal clear on where it is you're going, examining those habits of what's going on in your world, and really changing the world. You can find it on Eventbrite, and it's Business Brilliance. Also, I'm going to be doing some cool stuff on my website in the next couple of weeks. I actually did a photo shoot in Hamilton with West Studios, so there's going to be some rebranding going on, so some really exciting stuff down the pike. So thanks so much, Melissa. I've had just so much fun joining you today.
Yes, and Deb, please make sure to put your link in the comments below so people can check out these events and check out the 21 steps that you suggested. And yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Debra.
And shout out to you, Melissa. Keep doing these TV shows. They rock.
Thank you.